Hello, you're welcome to Johnson Praise TV. This is your digital classroom. This video is all about gender and development. That's UGRC231. I'll take you through a lot of past questions just to prepare you for the exams. This video will help you a lot to understand the course. If you have not had the opportunity to attend lectures, I'll be explaining most of the concept for you. So please, if you chance on this video, please make sure you share it with your friends to also benefit from the video. I always say that we spend a lot of time in doing these things, so when you get a chance, please just share it with your friends. I'm not on all your platforms, so please share it on your various platforms and let your colleagues also benefit from it. I've started, and this is not the last video I'm releasing this semester. I'm going to release video on INFS 214212 for you, and then there's also going to be a video on culture. Already I've released a video on chieftaincy, that's UGRC 228. So there will be video on UGRC 229. So please, that is just by the way. As before I start, I have some lands in Kaswa, around Kaswa Bojuasi Road. So if in case you are interested, it is 70 by 100 feet. Okay, so and then it's around Kaswa Bojuasi Road, but the price is going for 175,000 Ghana cedis per plot. It is just simple change of ownership. If you are interested, you can let me know. And also I'm helping people who want to go to Germany. Yeah, so if you are here and you want to go to Germany and you have the interest, I'll give a number. You don't call the number, you WhatsApp the number, okay? Or I'll drop a link under the comment section so you can fill the form and we'll reach out to you. But I prefer you WhatsApp that number. The number is 0503 909090, 0503 909090. Next I think the next 2 weeks or next week there's going to be election on 26th. And I always say this, that I want people who possess some leadership qualities, because any decision that happens right now affects you. I know right now most of you are even writing about 3 papers a day. Some of you, your timetable, your schedules are very tight. Okay, so there's a team that have gone through their policies, and you can see that they really have the best policies for students, and this is not the first time they are doing it. That is the person of Guru, that is Maradona, Guru, and then J-Lit. They have been there for students. The past questions you solve each and every year, most of them are coming from J-Lit's contribution, and then it is the one going for presidency. Okay, that is the vice president. He's pairing with Guru. We all know Guru can negotiate with management and get us the best thing. Okay, management can't overshadow him. Okay, so we need somebody who is very bold and courageous like Guru to lead the helms of affairs. And as I am talking now, I've seen them advocating for extension of school fees. Okay, I have those things over there. Even the Radio Universe broadcasted that thing. I've seen them also like actually coming up with a scholarship scheme to help students pay their school fees. Please, on 26th, when you are voting, remember to vote for Guru and J-Lit. Okay, the decision the main campus SRC takes affect distance education. They control distance SRC, that distance JCR. So whatever decision they take affects you. So please, just don't sideline yourself from the process. Take part in it, and please make sure you vote for Guru and Maradona. And this is my personal preference because I've taken my time to go through all their policies and stuff, and I'm recommending Lorinda to you. Lorinda is going for the general secretary position. I'm recommending Lorinda. She's very good and she can help you a lot. I've had the chance to meet her. I've listened to her policies. She has the best policies for distance students. She's going to include most of distance students in her administration and ensure that everything works out. So she will be working with you, not just she will stay in there and then be taking decision for you. So that is my personal preference, and I've done a lot of work about all the candidates, and I'm recommending these two candidates for you. So please make sure you vote for them, and it is going to help all of us. And if you suffer, it hurts me, but if you are happy, I'm also happy for you. I'll drop a link under the comment section. Please, that is where I post most of my videos. Please make sure you join through that link. Okay, you follow me on that link. Most of my videos are there. Last minute dito tips I don't post it on your WhatsApp platform. I post it on my WhatsApp channel. So please make sure you click on the link to follow me on WhatsApp. It's a WhatsApp channel, right? It's not a group, it's just a channel. So you follow me there and get updates on things I do. And then the last thing is, if you have a business or plan you want to carry on and you don't really know how to go about it, okay, just get in touch with me. Okay, I'll give you this free consultation. You want to start business, you don't know how to go about it, or you want to promote your business, want to sell your product, get in touch with me and I'll get it sorted out for you, right? I'll help you in that. So without really wasting my time, let's look at gender. Like I said, we'll solve a couple of questions today. We'll delve more into it and explain them for you, so that in case you come across similar questions in your exams, you'll be able to do. And I'm very confident that these questions are questions that are very likely. So let's look at it. This explain the main elements of women in development. That's WID, and women and development. So that is what. So we are going to explain WID and WAD. WID is what? Women in the development, and WAD is what? Women and development. So you are going to explain them, the elements in this movement. The second is that discuss 4 ways through which different types of different types of what household shape gender relationships. So you are discussing 4 ways through which the different types of household shape gender relations. We also look at the ways through which economic policies can be gendered. Okay, so we'll look at that, and we'll also look at another question which says we should utilize what examples from your country, explain indices, critical areas of the Beijing platform for action. So we'll explain this. Question 5 says that explain 4 gendered differences in managing natural resources. Question 6 says that explain 4 variation of the women in development, that is WID approach, that in the words of what Caroline Monster 1993 reflects the changes in the policies of the Western development. So we're going to look at all these things, delve more into them, and if there's time, I'll bring you the part 2, right, on this same video. So let's now go deeper and now look at it. So when you say women in development, what does it mean? Women in development. So women in development in the early 1990s, Easton what Basrup, that is a Danish feminist economist, okay, wrote a book titled Women's Role in Development in the 1990s. That is, I'm giving you the background of it. So they wrote a book titled what? The Role in Women in Economic Development, Women's Role in Economic Development in the 1990s. So this book highlighted the fact that women are not only users of basic services, bearers and socializers of children, and keepers of the home, but they also represent a productive potential which was not being tapped. So the whole thing is that in the conference, okay, the conference that was being organized, okay, or the forum, they came up with an analysis that women, it's like women, we always talk about women just bearing children, keeping household, uh, also what they ensure that they are users of basic services and socializers of children and whatever, keeping home. But ideally, when you go or you delve deeper into it, women do a lot of things which are not being tapped. Women can do a lot of things, but it's like we have underestimate the potentials of women. That is the main reason why they organize that conference, okay, in Danish, okay, the feminists organized that conference. So that is the whole idea. So the proponents of the WID approach were among the first five to point to women's lack of access to the means of participating in economic life and invisibility, that is, the lack of recognition and data of women's work. So they were people that actually pointed out the lack of access in participating in the economic life. Men do this, men does this, men does this. Women are not being even allowed to even go to school in some part of our area. That's Africa, for instance. Women were not allowed to go to school. So, and also their they were what their data were not being tapped. Okay, they were invisible. Most of them were helping men to succeed, but they end up what underrating the women. So these were the main reasons why they organized the WID conference. Okay, all things about what WID. So let's look at. They say we should what the question says we should talk about the we should talk about the element of what WID. So we are going to look at the elements. So let's now delve more into the elements. So the focus was on integration. So WID aims to integrate women into existing development progress, emphasizing the need to consider women's role and contribution. So one of the elements of the WID is that the focus was on women, was on what integration. When you talk of integration, how women can be integrated into development progress, how we can involve them in development progress, how we can actually work hand in hand with them in development processes, right? That is the main aim when you talk of integration. So if you don't know anything, you should be able to talk about integration. So um it emphasized the need to consider women's role and contribution. So it not always by giving men appointment and other stuff, but what integrate women into development processes. Also, the other uh, element, okay, is that um empowerment through participation. Empowerment through participation. So it encourages women's participation in economic, social, political activities to enhance their development, right? So this is also one of the elements, okay, to enhance women's participation in okay, economic, social, and political activities. All right. So when we say to enhance their participation in economic, it means that women are to what take part in economic decisions. When it comes to social, when they're taking decisions in the society, women should be involved. Political decisions, okay, in the parliament, when there's decision, women should be involved because they have a lot of challenges, and you can't downplay the effort of what women in development. So this is also what one of the elements, okay, in participation. So we are speaking about integration. The second one is what participation, okay, empowerment through participation. So in parliament, they expect to have reasonable number of people there. And when it comes to a chieftaincy system, the social life, there should be what the women over there, out there, that can also what help their fellow women, empower them. And when it comes to the economic decisions, there should be women. Women should be able to also take decision in terms of economic wise, when it comes to taking care of family, looking at certain things, all economic decisions, as you know, women should be what should be involved. The next one is what addressing inequality. When you talk of inequality, it is the gap between men and women, or the gap between the haves and have not. And in sociology, if you have not done sociology, then I'm sorry. So the target the elimination of gender inequality in development programs and projects. So here, the aim is to address inequality. Inequality is when you put the number of people that can afford basic things and people that can't afford. You look at the gap between them. That is the inequality. When it comes to Africa, there's a vast majority of what inequality in Africa here. People that are not able to afford basic needs, their basic needs are more than people that can afford their basic needs. So people that can't afford their basic needs, they can be manipulated. And I see why some people normally complain that they are taking advantage, especially the politicians. The politicians they know the right thing, or they won't do. They know that when they empower you, when they give you jobs, when they give you better education, when they give you the things that you need by making the economic system or the system favorable for you, you will not even come for their rallies, you will not even vote even during the election day, or you not even come and beg them. So they make the system very hard for you. Getting to the election time, then they throw money into the system. So these things are all part. So in inequality, in terms of inequalities, women are the most vulnerable. Men have a lot of access, but now it is the other way around. Now the women are the most powerful, okay, in the society. Where women can enter, you can't enter there. But now the men are not powerful like that. But men, we take advantage of our strength and used to work and also enter places. But where women can go, no, it will take you the man 100 years to get there. So women, I think the women empowerment is really working at this time, but now they are even more powerful than the men. Okay, sorry. Okay, if you're a feminist, sorry about that, but that is the reality. Women are now more powerful than the men. So let's look at it. So now addressing inequality is also one of the factors. Let's look at is it another one is access to resources. So it emphasizes what providing women with access to resources such as what education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. So here, access to resources mean that women should be given the opportunity to go to school. Women should be given the opportunity to enjoy free healthcare, free maternal care. Also, they should enjoy economic opportunities. Like when it comes to maybe job application, women should enjoy it. Not all, you shouldn't limit women potentials in the various offices. Okay, all these things are what elements of the WID. Now let's look at the WAD. So when we are done, you should be able to know and how you should be able to write this. When you talk of WAD, that is women and development. That is WAD. It argues that women have always been part of development processes, but their work has been exploited to profile others in the global north. So the WAD, that is women and development. Unlike the women in development, which is what they read, that they state that women have been sidelined in development process. The word also talks about the word is the other way around. Okay, it says that women are already part of development project too, but they have been sidelined. This is the core argument between the two. Women are part of development project. They've been part, but always their contributions are ignored. Their contributions are undermined or are not really appreciated. Okay, so um so the word, okay, paradigm focus, the word paradigm focus on what distinctive roles, responsibilities, work and knowledge of what women, and call for those to be acknowledged and valued. So the word paradigm, okay, or the word actually what focuses on what the distinctive roles, okay, the roles that both genders plays, okay, shouldn't always put women in your armpit and just come out to sing your or blow your trumpet that you have done the work, okay, but you should what, you should make them visible, okay, their responsibilities and work knowledge, okay, and also what they advocated that they should be what acknowledged. Women should be acknowledged. If women help you to do this, okay, you should acknowledge their contribution. Don't always say you and the men are doing that. In the same thing in a relationship or marriage. If you get married and a woman helps you to get to some place, don't downplay and say, oh, because you are the man, you always have to say you struggled. If the woman helps you, say it. Let people know that the woman that helped you. Let's move on. The WAD advocated what? Advocated increasing women's share in resources, land, employment, and income. So one of the arguments is that they should do what? Women should have share in resources. When you are sharing resources, women should be part and parcel of it. They should also have lands in case there's a distribution of land. They should have it, not always, because when it comes to the families in Africa here, when they are distributing properties, they leave the women out because they say woman will go to the husband. So you, the woman, you are not part. So they were not entitled to lands. But now the word is saying that women should have what lands. In terms of employment too, women should be employed in the various offices. You don't say, oh, this one the women can't do, or it's not women's work. You should employ them. And also in terms of income, they should earn reasonable amount of what income. So let's look at the elements. One of the elements is what? Structural critique. So the why requires the structures that perpetuate human subordination and emphasizing the need of what? Systemic change. So here it requires that there should be what? There should the structure. There should be there should be what? There should be a change in the structure to actually what? Recognize women's what? Women's or to appreciate women's work. The structure, okay? There should be what? Systemic change. So when your company, the CEO has always been men, at this time around, they should have women in the CEO roles because they can also do it. Economic analysis. The economic analysis also what? Focuses on relationship between men and the economic what? So sorry, it focuses on the relationship between women and the economic system, considering women's role in both paid and unpaid labor. So here too, it focuses on what? The relationship between women and economic system. How the rules in both what? Paid and what? Unpaid labor. So here, in terms of paid and unpaid labor, women what? Analysis or women contribution should be what? Should not be downplayed, okay? So the relationship between women and the economic systems should what? That is one of the focus. There should be a relationship between women and economic what? And the economic what? Systems, okay? In terms of paid and unpaid labor, that is what? Women's role in that. What can women do in that? In terms of paid labor, what can women do in this? In terms of unpaid labor, what can women also do in this? Also, another element is what? Collective action. Collective action encourages collective action and what? And formation of women's group to what? To challenge and change power structures. So here too, it encourages what? Collection actions and formation of women's groups to what? To challenge and empower structures, right? To challenge and change power structures. So collective action is where there should what? Be movement or groups that to actually stand against systemic structures, okay, the structures that have been put in place. They should what? They should challenge and change the power structures. Men has always been president. This time we need women. Men has always been the CEOs, the DCs. Now we need women in these positions, right? Also, the last one I want to talk about the WAD is that one of the elements of WAD is that this is what intersectionality. It considers what the intersection of gender with other gender categories such as what class, race, and ethnicity in the analysis of humans' experiences. So here, intersectionality means what? It considers what the intersection between gender and what social categories. That is what class, race, ethnicity in the analysis of humans' experiences. So here too, the focus lies on what? Lies on class, race, and ethnicity, and the focus or the analysis of what? Of women's experiences. That's all about the WAD and WID. Let's look at question 2. Question 2, let's check it here. Question 2 says that discuss 4 ways through which different types of households shape gender relationship. 4 ways through which the different types of households shape gender relationship. So now let's look at that. Ways through which were different types of households would shape gender relationship. So we are discussing 4 ways. 1, we have what? Nuclear families. So with the nuclear families, so typically if when we talk of nuclear family, we are talking about what? The father, the mother, and the children. They are the nuclear family, small family size between 2 and let's say like 10. It is a nuclear family. So, but that doesn't include other relatives. So it has to do with the mother, the father, and the children. And if maybe some of, let's say like your uncle is staying with you, it's still the nuclear family. So let's look at it. So typically emphasize traditional gender roles, with men often seen as the breadwinners and caregivers. So when we talk of what ways in which what through which different types of households shape gender relationship, here you have to look at the existing structures. When you go to the nuclear family, we know that men are always what seen as the breadwinners in and women are known as what care givers. That is one of the structures, right? That is what actually happens. So if you want to shape gender relations, how do we go about that? Men does this and women does this. So is there a way that we can share roles that okay, women also become a breadwinner, or we should maintain the existing structure like that? So also gender relations are shaped by what? By the division of labor within a household, often enforcing what? A patriarchal what? Norms. So also in the nuclear family too, the gender relations are shaped by a division of labor. The division of labor, as we talk about that women does this, women should do this, women should do that, and men should also what? Also do that. And also what? The patriarchal norms, okay? The patriarchal norms to in our society, what is the lay down process for other things that we do. All these things are what we should look at them. We should look at them and in holistically address them holistically. That is one of the ways that we can shape what gender relations. Also, when it comes to the extended households to provide a broader support network which can influence gender roles and responsibilities. So here, if you want to shape gender relationship, you have to provide a broader support network, okay, which can influence gender roles and responsibility. That is one of the factors. And also, women's role may extend beyond what? Immediate family to caring for the extended family members, impacting their autonomy and economic participation. So the role of women may be should be extended. It should be extended to caring for extended family members, impacting their autonomy and economic participation. If women role are being extended to taking care of the not only the immediate family but the extended family, that one it will enhance their autonomy and economic participation. That is one thing. And let's look at the single parent household. So in the single parent household, how do we shape gender relations? So often lead to fluidity, where a single parent assumes multiple roles, challenging the traditional gender norms. So when you go to the single parenting like that, let me use my family for instance. My family, I can say, it's a single parent household because our father passed on when we were kids, right? And most of the things were being done by my mom. She was the mother, she was a father, she took care of everything. So she does everything, assume multiple roles, as advisor, as a mother, as like most of the women are doing a lot. They are doing a lot. Trust me, they are doing a lot. Advising children, taking care of children, giving chop money. If you're a single mother here, I salute you. You are doing a lot. You are doing a lot. God will reward you for that, right? So, it challenging the traditional gender norm. So if that is the case, and women is doing that thing, there's already a laid down procedure that women should take care of the family, man should do that, and even there's no man, women should do that, and it challenge the status quo. Okay. And also, children in single parent household may develop different perspective on gender roles based on parents' approach to managing responsibility. It is very true. Children who are in a single parent household may develop different perspective towards gender roles because they've seen their mother doing this. So why can't they also do that? They've seen their mother working. Why can't they also work and take care of the family themselves? So children in that family also develop a perspective. And let's look at a child-headed household. So child-headed household, common in context of common in in context of conflict or HIV/AIDS, where children take on adult responsibility. So when there's child-headed household, this is where in case there's conflict, the child moves and stay alone. The child go and stay alone, or maybe there's HIV/AIDS, the child now where the child will take on adult responsibility. The child takes on adult responsibility. So this household can disrupt traditional gender roles, with girls often assuming roles typically reserved for adult women. So when it happens like that, the girls will resume a role which is for the adult women. They'll go out and try to get certain things done, and it's not easy, in and out, men trying to take advantage of them. But Charlie, women are doing a lot and they are going through a lot. Charlie, I salute all of you. So it impacts their education and development. Most ladies you see out there doing hookup, let me tell you the gospel fact. You don't blame them. You blame you there are some people that intentionally do it because they don't want, they are lazy and they don't want to work. That is the fact, and nothing you can tell me. But there are some, you look at the status quo, there's nothing. They've tried and tried and it's not working. So when you see somebody in any life, you don't blame the person. Never blame the person. You have to get closer to the person. Actually, I've seen you struggling. I've seen you. How come? Or why are you doing these things? And if the person opens up to you, that's where you notice that in life, all hands are not equal. If you see somebody struggle, never underrate the person or never look down on the person. Some of you were born into rich homes, and you just had it easy like that to the top. There are some that are born into the pit. So you should be able to step into people's shoe and don't always just go this person is poor, this person is this. And you think that way, you don't really know what life is. People are struggling. When you go to circle and you see people's obi jetri 10 cedis. So he will go and buy toffees and go and sell. Somebody will go and buy only this three that that is the money that he has. So only baby and that bunting, because those people were born into poor families and they have to struggle and take care of their families, so push them to the top. So you don't blame people for what they are going through. Oh, this person is poor, this person, or you don't. It is all about, and life is all about time. Eh? When you give those people time, they will move out from that situation. So always try to support people rather than trying to discourage them. When you see them going through challenges, approach them and appreciate them for what they are doing, right? Because it's not easy. It's not easy. A lot of people are going through depression. Don't add up to people's depression, but always try to be an agent of change and to help. And I'm taking this since it is gender and development. I say Lorinda is contesting for UGRC General Secretary position. Please give her the mandate. The women, if you want to vote for Lorinda, type yes or type Lorinda under the comment section. Let me see. God bless you for doing that. Let's move on to question 3. Question 3 says that ways through which economic policies can be gendered. Because we're looking at ways through which economic policies can be gendered. So first, we look at what? Gender responsive budgeting. Gender responsive budgeting. When you say gender responsive budgeting, it is simple, it is understandable. Now, let's explain it and see. So allocating resources in a way that addresses what specific needs and contribution of women and men. So when you say gender responsive budgeting, it means that a situation whereby what you budget for things that addresses the needs of men and women, not only the needs of men. So if you want economic policies that can shape, or economic policies which can be gendered, it is what gender responsive budgeting. So when you are budgeting, we want to employ nurses in this years. We need to allocate some budget. So these nurses, our aim is to employ 1,000 nurses and 1,000 male nurses and 1,000 female nurses. That is it. We want to employ teachers. The teachers, we are employing 50 males and 50 female. So that is one ways through which economic policies can be gendered. For example, funding programs that support entrepreneurship and access to credit. When you are doing that, you should look at the gender equality aspect. You should focus not only men or focus not only on women. And sometimes you women too, we always fight for you, but sometimes too, most of you, the women, when they get the opportunity, you take it alone, all by yourself. Oh, this is female this is female that, and they will only take the opportunity. But I understand, because they've been through a lot. The men has punished them for years, so they are also replicating it. Let's look at employment policies. When it comes to employment policies too, it is one of the ways that economic policies can be gendered. So ensuring equal pay for equal works and implementing policies that support work-life balance. So in some companies, they can do the same work, and the men will be paid higher than the women, because they always think men are doing a lot of work and women are not doing anything. But if you want your economic policies to be gendered, you should ensure that there's equal pay, equal pay for work, and implementing policies to support work life, right? And also So here, if you're providing what maternity and what paternity leaves to promote what shared parenting and responsibility. So when women gives birth, they should enjoy maternity leave, and when my wife also gives birth, I should enjoy a paternity leave. But usually, no, they always cheat with the men because we didn't give birth. In my company, my former company, when your wife give birth, they give you 1 week pay, but the woman they give her like 3 months to stay home. When you say, oh my boy, your chrono, because she no do the thing alone. No, me then do the thing where she give birth. So me then if me then do the thing where we all give birth and we will not say the child belongs to her alone. Now. Why say you forgive the woman 3 months, then give me what just only 1 week? You know, say they cheat we. Now, we need to advocate that when they are giving paternity leave, if my wife is staying home for 3 months, I should also stay home for 3 months. The gentleman, am I speaking for you? Yes, because it's a gender equality and I mean, how do you call it? Ways that the policies can be gendered. So give me that leave too. I also deserves it. Let's look at it. Section social protection program. So designing social safety nets that consider the vulnerabilities of women, such as a single mothers or elderly women. So social protection project, okay, programs, and this is where what they should what social net that considers vulnerabilities of women, such as what single mothers and elderly women. So here, especially what example is what cash programs targeted at women headed household. Okay, so when you talk about the social protection program, that's where you consider the vulnerability of women, example single mothers, because they struggle a lot. So you try to uplift them. You go to the market, plenty of them are single mothers, so you try to give them the men too, that if you pregnate women and you run away, it's change. If you know you impregnate a woman and you are not ready for it, don't do it at all. And to pregnate a woman, I hate that thing. Pregnant and run away, leave the woman like that for her to struggle. It's not easy. A lot of women are going through challenges because of these things. So the thing, if you are not interested, don't do at all. Than to go and do and give the woman will give birth and you run away and leave the child destiny hanging. You don't even know the destiny of the child. Whether he will be a president or minister or even a diplomat, you run away and leave the child like that. You need to change. If you have done that thing before, go and look for the woman and be with her. It's not the best. Let's look at number 4, access to education and training. Access to education and training. So one of the ways that gender policies can be gendered, okay, it is what access to education and training program. So investing in education and skills training for women to enhance their employability and economic participation. So example, what scholarship and vocational training programs specifically for women. So if you want to economic policies to be gendered, okay, they should give access to what to education and then training. This is where you what you train the women to boost their capabilities, okay, or to discover their potential so they can be meaningful in the society, or to what to enhance their employability or economic participation. But when you give them access to education, they also what they will also have the capability to apply for jobs that the men are applying for each and every day. Let's look at question 4. It says what discuss 6 critical areas of the Beijing platforms for action with experience from Ghana. So we are going to discuss what the Beijing platform for action with examples from what Ghana. So now let's look at one. The first one is what women and poverty. Women and poverty. So implementing microfinance programs to support women entrepreneurs in Ghana. So the Beijing platform for action ways what critical areas that we can implement this program with examples from Ghana is what is by what implementing microfinance programs to support women entrepreneurs in Ghana. When you do this, it will what? It will help women, a lot of women, to become CEOs, okay, in the future. So example, initiative by organizations like World Bank in Ghana provide what? Financial service to women. So if you don't know, World Banking Ghana provides what? Financial services to women. Okay, so if you don't know, you can explore it. When you do this, it will what? It will enhance women's capabilities, and this is all about what? About the Beijing platform for action. Okay, this is one of the critical areas for what they highlighted. That conference highlighted the areas in which we should invest money in, or probably do to enhance the capabilities of women. Two, education and training of women. So in this also case, promoting gender parity in education at all levels. So there should be what? Education training for women. There should be what? We should promote what? Gender parity at all levels. Okay, not only men, but women should be promoted. For example, Ghana's free senior high school policy aims at increasing access to education for girls. So free senior high school policy gives up opportunity to what? To girls to go to school. All right, to education and training is also what? It's one of the critical areas of the Beijing platform, right? Let's look at women and health. So enhancing access to productive health services. So example, the establishment of maternal health facilities and campaign promoting antenatal care in rural areas. So when you go to the rural areas, the women struggle a lot, especially the pregnant woman. So when you implement, when you establish the maternal health facilities, okay, it will help promote what? Antenatal care in the rural areas. Another critical area of the Beijing conference is violence against women. So implementing laws and policies to combat domestic violence and sexual harassment. So sexual harassment goes on in the country, whereby there's always sex for work, sex for greeds, and other stuff going on out there. Women are being embarrassed, and somehow sometimes women are also being harassed, right? When you go to social media, you see how some of these ladies are embarrassing or harassing these handsome men over there in their DMs. You'll be surprised. Okay, it do happen, but the focus is on what? Gender harassment, okay, or violence against women. So the focus is usually on what? On women. So implementing laws to combat domestic violence and sexual harassment. So here in Ghana, we have what? The Domestic Violence Act 2007, okay, which is what? Act 732 in Ghana addresses violence against women and children. So if you don't know, go and check Act 2007. That's what? Article 732 in Ghana addresses what? Violence against women and children. Also, women and the economy. So women and the economy too, in under the Beijing conference for what? For action. One of the critical areas is what? Women and economy. So here, encouraging women's participation in economic activities through training and support. So we can encourage what? Women participation in and what? Economic activities through what? Training and support. For example, the National Board for Small Scale Industry, that is what? NBSSI in Ghana, support women entrepreneurs. So that organization, that is what? NBSSI support with women entrepreneurs, right? So women and economy, that is it. And let's look at the last one that they want. So women in power and decision making. So that is also one of the critical areas for what? Beijing conference for action, where what? They should increase women's representation in political and decision making. So for example, the affirmative action bill in Ghana aims to ensure 40% representation of women in parliament. So we want to have what? 40%. And this thing, how do we implement this thing? It has to do with NDC MPP because they usually win majority of the votes. So there are some seats. They should take that critical decision and declare most of their seats as what? As a seat for women. Let's take like you go to Bantama. Bantama is a seat that MPP always win, regardless of whosoever you bring. The candidate is going to win. So here you can prevent the men from contesting that seat, and you say that women, you want your women to lead that seat. When the women come, she will definitely win. But you don't put them in a places that they will go and they will not win the election. There are so many places that women contest and you know that they are not going to win because the other opponent is strong. So you implement that, and by so doing you what be able to achieve this. Let's look at question 5. It says what? Gender difference in managing what? Natural resources. Let's read the question itself and see what the question is saying. Question 5 says that explain 4 gender differences in managing natural resources. Okay, 4 gender differences in managing natural resources. So question 5. Okay, so access to land. So gender difference in managing what? Natural resources. So there should be what? 1, access to land. Women often have what? More access to land ownership and control. So men often what? Have more access to land ownership, while women what? Women while women's access is typically through male relatives. So before women will have access to land, it's through what? Relatives. Through male relative. Maybe your relative is having a land, he dies and you also get, but that's not always the case. That has always been the case. So here the gender difference in managing natural resources. So they should what? So this impacts what? Women's ability to engage in agriculture and secure livelihood. So when women have access to land, they will be able to also embark in agricultural activities and also what? And make some property for themselves. So that is also what? With gender differences in managing natural resources. Also, one of the ways is what? Resource collection. So resource collection, when you talk of resource collection, women usually are responsible for what? For collecting water, firewood, and other resources, affecting their time and labor availability. So women are usually, their time is for collecting what? Water, firewood, and stuff. So when you go to the various villages and stuff, women always go to fetch water. They always go to get firewood, and then also what? Other resources, food that they will eat. They go to the farm to get some cassava, plantain, and other food stuff. Okay, so men's role in collection are often what? Mechanized and less time consuming. So that is also what? One of the ways of what? Managing gender resources. So that is also one thing we need to look. And decision making. So men tend to dominate decision making process related to natural resources management. Women's voice Women's voices and needs are often underrepresented, leading to a policy that do not address their specific challenges. So, also when it comes to decision making, women's voices are underrepresented. Okay, men always what? Men always tend to what? Dominate decision making. So, we need to what? Ensure that women have access. Women also take part in what? Decision making. And the last one is what? Knowledge and practices. So women often possesses traditional knowledge about sustainable resources management due to what? Their daily interaction with the environment. So women often possess what? Natural resources. Traditional knowledge about sustainable resource management due to what? Their daily interaction with what? The environment. Men's knowledge is what? Is frequently more technical and less grounded on local sustainable what? Processes. So that is it. And let's look at the last one. Question 1 says what? Variation of women in development. That is what? WID approach. That is what the Caroline Monsters definition. So let's look at it. So the first one is what? The first one is welfare approach. So the welfare approach focuses on what? Women's reproductive rules and providing what? Providing welfare services such as what? Healthcare and nutrition. This approach sees women as passive beneficiary rather than active participation in development. So when you talk of welfare approach, this is where what it focuses on what reproductive rules and providing welfare services such as healthcare and then nutrition. But usually, women voices are seen as what passive than what the active voice. Okay, so it is one of the things that uh, that is what the variation in what the women in development approach under the Carol Mosa what definition. Also, we have what equity approach. So it aims at addressing gender inequalities and promote what women's economic and political empowerment. Right. So that is what gender equity approach. The focus is what to address what inequalities and promote what women economic and political what empowerment. This seeks to what to involve women in development processes as what equal partners and decision makers. Also, we have what anti-poverty approach. Anti-poverty approach is what it targets women's economic participation by providing skills training and economic and income generating opportunities, right? That is also one of the anti-poverty approach. So we should what target economic participation by providing skills training and income generating opportunities. So the emphasis in providing women access to what resource and alleviate poverty. So here there should what be means or ways we should what try to prevent poverty among women. So, and that is what the ways we can do that. And the last one is what the last point I want to share with you is what efficiency approach. It integrates women into development as means to improve efficiency of efficient to improve what the efficiency of our development programs. So recognizes that women uh, recognizes the inclusion recognizing that including women's labor and contribution can enhance overall development outcomes. So we should what integrate women into development, right? So efficiency approach. If you want to have development or experience this form of development, then you have to integrate women into the development programs or project, and that is it. So we are done with what the question. So you have what Guru Maradona Ajay Yeboah going for SRC president. We have what Jeffrey Adu Yeboah also. So all of them are Yeboah, so known as J-Late. He has been giving us a lot of past questions. Semester, since you came to level 100, you've been seeing J-Late. He's the one doing that, and the election is on 26th. That's why I am personally campaigning for him, because he has helped most of you a lot. Exams time, you don't even know how to go by soft pass question, you go boom, let them. So please reward them for us. And please, I have my daughter is also contesting, and you said we should ensure gender relations. She's my daughter, okay? That is Lorinda Owie Tetehugime, right? The name there. But she's what Lorinda going for general secretary, main campus, 26th of this August, and there is election. Please vote for my daughter for me, Lorinda. God bless you for your time, and I'll drop links under it. The link, one of them is for Germany traveling opportunity, and one of them is a link to my WhatsApp channel. Okay, that you get most of my video links there. So please make sure you tap on the link. But the Germany, if you want to go to Germany, what I'll do is that I'll work on the process for you, and then when I'm done, you pay me my money. Okay, so I'll work on the process for you. Won't pay now per day. So you give me your details. I'll work on the visa, the process for you. When I done, you pay me my money. So you don't contact, or you WhatsApp 0503 909090. Give me your details. When you WhatsApp me, I'll tell you what to give to me and I'll process it for you. I am initiating all the processes for you. So that is just by the way. God bless you for watching. And as I said, if you have a business opportunity or you have any business you want to establish or you have business you want to promote, a work, anything, you want to employ workers, you don't know how to go about it, reach out to me. I have a recruitment agency that can help you employ the workers you need and skilled workers. We are going to give you competent people to work with. Thank you. God bless you. Okay.